Hey, what's up everybody? Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Let's get right into the information today, one take and uncut. So I came onto Twitter today after a day or two off. I needed a break. And of course, there's people, propagating FUD or maybe just asking to better understand the technology that they're investing in. There's nothing wrong with that. Completely respect that. And this video is going to kind of revolve around ODL, on-demand liquidity. Again, this is part of RippleNet's software suite, and ODL is specifically what utilizes XRP as that bridge asset, that medium of exchange between currencies, such as between the US dollar and the Philippine peso. So typically, we are targeting liquid corridors, such corridors that are highly expensive today and do not make sense for a lot of remittance workers. Obviously, as the liquidity, as the system, so to speak, become more efficient, they can scale to other corridors as well. Now, the idea with XRP and by investing into it is XRP is a digital asset. It resides on the XRP ledger. Now, this XRP ledger is DLT. It's distributed ledger technology. Essentially, DLT is the parent of blockchain. There's a bunch of cryptocurrencies that exist on their own blockchains or, ledgers per se. And XRP obviously has been one of the longest survivors, has, decent liquidity. It's been there, but obviously, guys, I have much higher expectations for this asset class. So none of this is financial advice. You can check it, vet it, everything I say here, do your own research, and let's get into it. So, really quick, wanted to talk about this. So we have Forbes Blockchain 50, 2020 Forbes Blockchain 50 Symposium, guys, will be in a few weeks on September 22nd, virtual event. And what stuck out here is, of course, we have our buddy David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, speaking as well. We also have a woman here from the DTCC, obviously pay attention to that. We have ING, RippleNet partner, no surprise. And we also have R3. We have Todd McDonald, co-founder and chief product officer. I do my best to keep an eye on, what they have going on. Some people, don't believe that Corda by R3 will have any relevance. Of course, the big boys trade finance with XRP. But again, I absolutely want to keep an eye on them. I do not think that Corda has been integrated with Swift in their GPI product for fun. So I do have high hopes and expectations for, R3 specifically in the digital asset space to plug into public networks. Okay. So you guys can take it as you will, speculate as you will. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I'm just showing you what I'm looking at. We also have Daniela here from Hyperledger. We know that Ripple, Hyperledger have worked together with obviously spreading interledger protocol. And then also Consensus. We have Joe Lubin. We've seen him recently. Again, they recently did just acquire Quorum from JP Morgan. So wanted to talk about that. Now let's get into the information. So I'm going to have this GIF playing of two gears as I kind of go through this analogy. I will do my best to go through it, guys. I just wanted to get this video out to kind of explain at a high level what on-demand liquidity is and specifically what, liquid markets mean and why that's important to have equilibrium on both sides. And essentially, I know you guys have heard this term, the flywheel effect. You can set and go, and eventually ODL can become its own machine and the cogs in the wheel can move. This is very big for the market. Now, it truly is, in my mind, zero or hero. XRP is either going to be a phenomenal success, where as it starts going, it's going to basically suck up all other value like a black hole, specifically for the use cases that it's going towards in the payment space. If it fails, so be it. But historically speaking, we already have adoption, one of the very few digital assets that is in live transaction flows today. Just like in Shark Tank, any asset class that kind of surpasses $1 billion in market capitalization, market valuation is here to stay. If you guys understand the fundamentals, you've done your research, you understand XRP's likelihood for success, and sometimes it can be a waiting game, unfortunately, because of what is occurring in the market. You have, different narratives, whether all of this 2020 chaos and, the whole system of, fractional reserve banking, is this the catalyst that's going to push XRP adoption faster or slow it down? Is it a tailwind or headwind? You guys tell me. So really quick before getting into this, I wanted to talk about Brianne Madigan of Ripple. So remember this article, Liquidity in Global Markets 101. If you guys have not seen this is on ripple.com. You can find this and read this, April 2020. And just really quick, I'm going to read this paragraph and then read another sentence before continuing on. So at its most basic premise, liquidity refers to the ease which assets can be converted into cash without dislocating the market. Generally speaking, the greater the volume, the higher the liquidity, and the faster the matching between buyers and sellers. So when someone puts up an offer, they're able to fill that offer instantaneously without waiting, minutes or hours. Okay? Well, that's important to have instant buying and selling because, as we know, in the foreign exchange market, fiat currencies, the US dollar, the euro, the New Zealand dollar, they're always changing valuation. So if you have a highly liquid asset that can be used as, the bridge asset that can convert these instantaneously, you can obviously mitigate a lot of those risks and fluctuations. Okay? And then also right here, we have, so sometimes if there's, too much buying on one side and not enough selling, basically if there's not equilibrium between buying and selling, equilibrium between volume on each end, it can lead to an imbalance, correct? And we know that ODL is always searching for balance, equilibrium. If there's not balance, it can kind of create a crash effect with the market and make the market illiquid. And we know ODL, for it to function at its highest, potential, has to be at equilibrium. So this creates a gap that leads to an illiquid market where banks have difficulty, and you can fill banks with any word you want, have difficulty connecting buyers and sellers efficiently. So liquidity is, again, key to exchanging the asset quickly, easily, and cheaply. The greater liquidity also increases the size or volume of trades that can be processed by dependent systems. So we know Swift today, whether you believe that, Ripple's technology has a chance for replacing it, enabling it, helping it, whatever you believe. I believe that it's quite, evident that XRP will gain a decent market share of it in the future, whether you guys believe it's instant or not. I've seen the fundamentals. I know what is occurring and basically what at play, and I know the people in these high level positions. And will it happen overnight? No, it has been taking years thus far. And I think that, we may have a long way to go in terms of complete domination per se, but I do have high hopes. And any conservative influencer, any conservative, person out there still believes in XRP. Otherwise, they would not be in this space. They have high hopes for this asset class. So it follows that liquidity, let's see, again, XRP is the lifeblood of Ripple's ODL. There's so much FUD propagated about being another asset. That is not going to be the case. And again, this video is trying to keep it high level for newcomers because I've been getting a lot of complaints that, I'm not really putting it out there well. So I'm doing my best, guys, trying to get this throughout my own busy day. All right. So just so you understand Brianne Madigan, she is VP, Head of Global Institutional Markets at Ripple. Just to see a little bit of her background, we know, as we can see, of course, with, blockchain.com, she was also an exec at Goldman Sachs, Head Institutional Wealth Services. We can see 11 years here as well. So again, these people are, highly reputable. We can talk and, go on and on about the power players there. But again, she has a fundamental understanding of how liquidity is developed in markets and what depth of order books means. So really quick, guys, if you guys do anything with this video today, I'm not going to be going over it, but it will be linked at the top of this video description if you want to just kind of sit down and read it slowly and read it over again with on-demand liquidity and how XRP's role comes into play. Please, I urge you, read this article by Galgatron. This is on galgatron.net, linked in the top of the video description, how on-demand liquidity works and does not. Just going through the suite of products, talking about the steps where we potentially are today and where we see this market going in terms of speculation and utility, and both of those ground floors rising, okay? There's no point for me to even summarize it. I would butcher it. It's extremely well written. Let me know your thoughts down below. And then right here as well, Moon Lambo kind of was answering some questions on Twitter. So if you understand how on-demand liquidity works, for XRP to be used as a bridge currency, there must be a sufficient blend of price and liquidity, okay? So again, buyers and sellers offers are there on the order books at a variety of prices, whether it's, 29 cents, or 0.299998, 30 cents, 31.5 cents, just a variety of prices and depth. So a large number of XRP at all of those prices, okay? So blend of price and liquidity, depth of order books. If there's only 10 XRP being offered at 30 cents, but then there's 100,000 XRP being offered at 31 cents, I think it's a little easier to see where it's going to be pushed towards. Crypto markets are not very liquid today, and the entire asset class is tiny. Keep in mind, everybody's been saying this. I heard Siege Crypto, I believe, say it as well, or Crypto Siege, say this, and I love it. I've heard many people say it as well in the past. But this asset class for digital assets is going to be the asset class that swallows all others. Everything will be going digital more so. Everything will be tokenized, and whether it is to essentially just transact it and allow all of these legacy systems to interoperate with the modern world. We're not only creating new technology, we're creating technology to bridge the old and the new. So there's a lot of moving parts in this space. All right. So with the gears, guys, essentially this analogy, I'll probably butcher it, but again, we can have different opinions, beliefs on price predictions. I'll absolutely respect you as a human being, provided that you guys do the same for others. So on-demand liquidity, for this example, imagine a steering wheel. So say you're turning right in your car on the wheel. Well, your right hand would be pulling the wheel down, whereas your left hand is obviously pushing up. Correct? So for a wheel to go around, you need arguably a push and pull on both sides. That's exactly how I'm seeing this market. So you need a push and pull to make it go around evenly, and ideally the push and pull should be at an equal force to rotate that wheel smoothly. So this push and pull could be analogous with buys and sells. Buyers and sellers, equal volume. You could even say volume on each side of equal buying and equal selling volume. So if you push too hard or you pull the wheel too fast, the wheel could break, hypothetically. If you pull too slow, the wheel's not going to spin, fast enough to handle the required buying and selling, the required volume on the network, and it's not going to do its job. And that's exactly what all of these RippleNet partners want to utilize ODL for, okay? So we do not want more buyers than sellers. We do not want more sellers than buyers. We want to foster an ecosystem slowly and steadily where, again, the buying and selling is as close as possible on both ends, again, equal, to facilitate the seamless buying and selling and basically facilitate a market that becomes autonomous. Again, we want this wheel per se, the gears to fly on their own without the need of our hands, okay? So notice, we have, buyers and sellers, and they all fit in perfectly, and it's always moving. Today, frankly, the wheel, these gears get stuck. I mean, again, there's no on-demand liquidity. XRP, this digital asset to mitigate all of this risk, is, again, the financial oil of the economy, like the global economy. It can be that financial lubricant. And I think you guys understand, the Federal Reserve has no actual solution. They are simply printing money at will. And, they could be doing this until, they could print money until oblivion, and we do not know. And again, what goes up must come down. Market cycles are occurring, whether there is a crash this year or in the coming years. It is coming sooner than later. This is why we are seeing people across the board, across all continents, are looking for hedges. They're going towards metals. They're going towards crypto assets. Why on earth is the United States stock market as well as real estate market at extremely high prices, at essentially all-time highs during this pandemic? Things are not adding up. It's because it is fake. It is artificial. And I'm just repeating this basic, information for newcomers. Okay? So XRP, guys, is the oil for these gears, the financial lubricant to allow liquidity to move on demand. So hopefully that kind of clears it up as a high-level view. Again, read this blog by Galgatron. And then also, I do want to point this out. Where did I put it? So I took a little poll the other day on the 28th, and the 28th was, Friday, and I said, will Bitcoin fill its futures gap? Historically, even this year, Bitcoin's CME futures gap, whenever there is a gap in price, it has been filled. And remember, there is that gap under $10,000. So I said, will Bitcoin, go under or, around $10,000 once again? Because it really only takes a few exchanges. And people, the majority of the masses said no, they do not think that Bitcoin is going to fill its gap. Now, is that because they own their, altcoins and they want altcoins to the moon? Keep in mind, Bitcoin can dump at times and certain alts are ready to finally move. If you guys were here in early 2017 and late 2017, you'd be surprised what could happen. So as we can see here, the masses believe that Bitcoin is going to, again, stay at this current price and go to higher highs. What do I believe? I believe that Bitcoin has, and I'm having an open mind, guys, I'll entertain any idea fully. I think that Bitcoin, potentially, just like even Mr. Level Up was showing with certain fractals, Bitcoin could, play around this 11,000 price point. We could go closer to that, 12,000, even 13,000. I'm not going to limit it. But whether it's, next month or in a few months, that gap could be filled in the future. You cannot rule that out. I'm seeing certain altcoins that some are bearish short term, but overall, I think September could be a very, very volatile market month across the board for equities, for crypto assets, and that is where the opportunity lies. My, price predictions personally for my own trades, I have money on the side just in case XRP dips, but again, that money was not originally in XRP, so I'm, positioned to win-win either way. So if XRP goes up, awesome, my bag increased. If XRP does go to 25 cents, 23 cents briefly, I'm going to snag it because I understand that those opportunities are going to be short-lived as the ground floor increases. Okay, so notice, masses believe that Bitcoin is not going to fill this gap, ruling that out. I'm going to be betting against the masses. I believe that Bitcoin has a shot to close the gap. Could it be, a super quick flash wick in the future? Yes. And I think we'll be seeing something in, the coming weeks potentially telling that. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts. And if you guys have any other analogies regarding, on-demand liquidity, please let me know. I know Martin Volk had a good one with, I'm forgetting the actual part in the vehicle engine that handles the oil. But again, it was a really good thread. I think people have covered that extensively. Let me know your thoughts down below. And again, Galgatron blog on the top of this video description. Take care, everybody.